Maybe ask them where they heard it from.
Where did you hear it from?
My partner lived the transborder lifestyle during his late elementary school years and high school. So very familiar with family.
Any other insights, knowledge?
I previously worked in, attended the University of San Diego, and the Institute of Peace and Justice has the Transborder Institute, and so participated in a lot of their events and education.
Well, what we're going to do is that we're going to start with a lecture, just to kind of get us at the same page. It sounds like some folk have a more deeper understanding of transborder individuals, and some folk it's the first time that you've heard this term before. So we're just going to begin with a lecture just to kind of get us in the same page. Okay. All right. Just a brief overview. We're going to go over the lecture. Then it's going to be followed by our student panel. We're going to explore some questions a little bit more deeply. We're going to have an activity where we're really just going to engage into really just thinking of strategies, practices that can be implemented here at San Diego State and in your communities. And this is, when you're building grassroots initiatives, everything and anything counts. So if you're a student leader and simply maybe attending one of our events or sharing some knowledge on Facebook, it can really go a long way. And for the leadership team here, staff members, we've been doing a lot of work through grassroots initiatives, but it's we're getting at the point where we do need support also from the top down. So maybe exploring that as well. And then, of course, the invitation, the cordial invitation for you to join as allies, and that's where we'll be concluding. So just briefly about TASO. TASO was created through participatory action research that I had the privilege of starting in the joint doctoral program. And this was back in 2015. It took about 2 years of different phases of data collection. Actually, I was very blessed to meet Jesus during that research process. And for a year, 2016, we did recruitment, all kinds of just various forms of recruitment, anywhere from starting a Facebook page just for transborder students to recruiting here on campus. And it wasn't until 2017 that we founded officially TASO here at San Diego State. Then now, it's just been a trickling effect. Actually, BorderClick was founded months, if not a year before TASO. And now forthcoming is TASO UCLA. So really, this is really just a grassroots movement that is beginning to ignite, and we're really really blessed and happy for this. Our mission is to create an inclusive campus environment by creating culturally relevant activities. We have a Transborder Studies lecture series focused on the transborder community. Of course, we base ally training also to educate staff and student affairs professionals and student leaders. And then we also have a peer mentor program, really just, again, just implementing these culturally relevant experiences and activities on campus, but also off campus. And so we meet on both sides of the border. We meet here at San Diego State, we also meet in Tijuana, we meet in the community, and we've been blessed enough to be able to host our events here at San Diego State, but do the same events in Tijuana. They've been very kind, and they've hosted us in various venues, coffee shops. Cafe has been very kind, and we've also hosted our events over there. So we really are engaging on both sides of the border in regards to our leadership strategies, and that really reflects also who we are. Transborder students are a heterogeneous population. We are very diverse, but a common factor is that transborder interaction. What transborder, in a nutshell, what it is that it's a crossing of a border and being in two different nations frequently, right? Transborder phenomena is prevalent all over the world. However, transborder phenomena is also unique to the region. So, and why is it unique to the region? Because of borders. Borders are different throughout the world. Our border is an interdependent border, and what that means is that it's highly policed and militarized. And that environment of being highly policed and militarized creates a context for us, a day-to-day context. And how we interact through the border and in both nations influences the way that we see ourselves and others. It influences our identities. And I won't go too deep into that, but I will go a little bit into what the findings of a transborder identity. That's the research that I'm focused on doing, and I'll share a few of the findings with that about that. But so for some of you, you have a deep understanding of what is it to be transborder or transporter population, but for some others of you, it might be a new concept. So I just want to share a brief video that can kind of show you the life, a day in the life of a transporter student, just so you can kind of see how that looks like. So let's start with that.
The ideological clarity machine is activated. Emotional effect has been processed. Environmental impact ready to scan. Socio-political domain is booting up. Location coordinates identified. Machine has been paired with student. Starting. Entering student environment, family member detected. Machine identified community college student. Skin color brown. Gender male. Age 20. Student experience requested. Action affirmed.
It's very early in the morning, and I am awake. I'll wake up at 5 a.m. It seems like most of Tijuana is awake at this hour, from the maquiladora next door to the kids going to school far away like me. I live with my parents, Theo and Dia. We all live together, so we can afford to live here in Cinco Días. Even though I go to school in El Otro Lado, my family makes sure I don't forget to do my homework and where I come from.
Continuing.
I go to school in San Diego because public schools in Tijuana have very few opportunities. Private ones are way too expensive, and there are no scholarships. Así que, mi mamá y papá, my family, they sent me to El Otro Lado. It takes about an hour to get across, but that can take up to 3, depending on what time you go. My strategy is one of survival. Get some homework done while I wait. That has been my best border hack.
Continuing.
I cross all the time, but still, it's an odd feeling to be in this space and waiting. To be scanned, checked over, assessed, marked, profiled, photographed, tracked. It's an obstacle. I wish me and my family could simply pass between the two countries unmolested. I really hate leaving them behind.
Structured Islamic enforcer detected. Continuing.
Well, my experience at community college has been mixed. It depends on the teacher, really. Sometimes, though, I feel like I don't belong. They don't know anything about me, where I come from, or even what I want to do. Sometimes I feel like they generalize. They just see my name on a roster and make assumptions about me. It's the little things. Like this one teacher, he was talking about Mexico and he couldn't remember the name of a place, so he looked right at me. I swear, just because I am a Mexican doesn't make me an expert of Mexico.
Ideological clarity scanned. Transformation required. Continuing.
After college, I push carts at Kmart. Sometimes I'll work at the register, but I am kind of self-conscious about my accent. I don't really want to be there. I get really nervous. It's a long day and takes a lot of effort. But that's why I go to college. I want to graduate and become a web designer one day.
Continuing.
at the end of our day,